We just moved, and I want to go through a little checklist of things that I forgot that we had to do throughout the moving process. Now, the moving process from house to house is stressful, okay? But we can do as much as we can to eliminate the stress by kind of having a plan and having like a little checklist of things to do. So I want you guys to learn from me real quick about what we did to prepare for our move to make it as smooth as possible. What's up, guys? It's your boy Sawan Belcher. This is me taking action. Here in Greensboro, North Carolina. I'm a full-time real estate investor. Most of the time we're buying property for rental purposes. So we'll buy it, we'll fix it up, and we'll put a renter in it. You know, and we have a lot of those, like long-term private pay kind of tenants. But then we'll also have like some Airbnbs where we furnish it all out and we'll have people, you know, rent from us short term. Some of our houses are group homes, and other ones we just do fix and flip. We just make it beautiful for someone else, and we'll have them, we'll put it on the market with a realtor, and we'll sell it to like a first-time home buyer, you know. We do real estate in almost all facets other than new construction currently. So this is something that I'm very well versed on as far as buying a property. You need to make sure that you're, you know, turning on utilities and all those kind of things. We're gonna go through a checklist here to make sure that you have a smooth transition, okay? You need to have a smooth transition because at the end of the day, buying a house, a property, is a really big responsibility. And so I just want to give you kind of like a list of things that you need to do, like that's mandatory. And so number one, we'll start off with insurance. Now you should do these first group of things before you even get to closing, right? Closing is where you meet with an attorney or title company and you actually make the process legit. Like the previous homeowner is going to deed the property to you. You know, you're going to get title insurance. Your lender or your source of financing is going to be finalized and clear to close on that day. That day is going to be everything. So before that closing, you need to first of all make sure that you get insurance on your property. Okay, now if you don't already have an insurance person, you might just want to ask your friends. That's the first thing I did. So this right here is our personal house. So I have lots of properties, but I've never had a property of this stature before. So I had to go out and ask some friends who I know who have bigger places, you know, and who just have multiple houses. Who are they using? So that's step one with your insurance. Figure out who has property already, ask them who they're using for insurance, and call every single person. Now, let me tell you one thing that I learned, because I've had hundreds of insurance policies over the years, hundreds, no cap, okay? Multiple hundreds. Now, I have one person who has all of my policies, okay? I'm not gonna bring out his name to give him any free advertising. And so at the time that I started using him to do all of my insurances, he was the GOAT. Because he could handle subject to, he could handle owner financing, and he could handle my traditional sales as well for the insurance policies. You know, we talk about the replacement cost and making sure it's more than what the perceived value is. We talk about making sure that the deductibles are low, on your at-fault claim and all your not at-fault claims, so that way you can actually maximize if you have some protection. You know, he even shared with me, like, we need to make sure all of the policies have some kind of liability aspect, just in case somebody tries to sue us, and tries to claim, attach it to our property. We'll be able to use that liability clause inside of our insurance to make sure, that we have another source to pay if somebody try to sue us. So I loved him for that, but I never price compared him to other people. Now the insurance quote, you won't believe it, okay? You won't believe it. So I'm not gonna tell you how much the insurance is on this particular house now. In a few weeks, we're gonna do another video going over all of the expenses of our new personal house. But you won't believe it, but for the year, going to a different insurance company just on this house alone saved me $2,700. $2,700. And so at that point, that's when I realized you need to make sure you're always comparing. Even if you have somebody that's really good at their job, always be comparing quotes. And once you have that binder, once the insurance gives you a binder of everything they're covering and the exact details of that insurance, you can use that binder to shop with your competition. I literally sent the binder over to State Farm, and they absolutely gave me an amazing quote. Okay, and you want to have that insurance set up before the closing, because on the day of closing, it needs to be active. Okay, because literally the day of closing, we had a tornado. Okay, the day of closing, that night, we had a tornado run right down our street, several trees down. You know, I was thankful that no trees actually hit the house or anything like that. But literally, the day of closing that evening, we had a tornado come through the street. And so you guys want to make sure you have your insurance set up. Super, super duper important. Now, secondly, is before you move, you want to go ahead and start transferring your utilities. Number one, so you can know how much they're gonna cost you. And number two, so you have those deposits planned out, okay? Now for this house, we needed Energy, so that's Duke Energy. You know, I have several accounts with Duke Energy, and whenever you have a landlord account with Duke Energy, they don't require deposits. So that's a hack for you guys. If you guys have like a normal like homeowner residential kind of account with Duke Energy, you'll have to put a $250, $500 deposit every time you open up an account. So imagine us buying a house every week and having to put in $250, $500 every week on opening up a new energy account. Now that's a hack for you guys. Now for the gas, you need to see who the gas company is or whether you have a particular tank. Okay, for us, we have a tank on the outside, so all I had to do was actually hire an inspector, and when we did our inspection, to make sure that we had gas in our tank, to figure out where the level was, you know, and then also figure out which appliances used gas beforehand. Because the last thing you want to do is move in November or December, all right, and you have gas heat, right, or a gas stove, but yet you didn't turn the gas on, so you don't have any heat in the house, right? You don't have it. You want to make sure you know exactly what your utilities are. So your electric, your gas, and then lastly, your water and sewer, okay? For me, I don't know why I didn't think about it, okay? I do know why I didn't think about it. This house has a septic tank. Most of the time, always, never, you know, I don't even think about the septic tank, right? Because all the septic tanks that I've had before, I've never had a problem with them. But with this particular house, the septic tank was full. It needed to be pumped out. Not that that was an issue or caused any problems. It did create like a little puddle in the area where it drains out at. But it's just one expense that I was not expecting until I started walking around the property and noticed that little mud spot right there. So be careful of the mud spot. But you want to go ahead and plan for that. Okay, and then two more things about before the move. You need to go ahead and start forwarding your mail. Now, you just go to USPS.org and it's free, but you can start forwarding all of your mail from the old house to the new house. Okay, you can start forwarding your mail. Now, the thing about this, you want to do this before closing, is because they said this is like a 3-week process. Okay, so realistically, if you sold your house, right? If you sold your new house so you can move into your new house, you don't want your new people getting your mail, getting your insurance refund check, because you know you're going to get a refund check because it got cut off during the policy, getting your tax refund check. You know what I'm saying? You don't want those people getting your stuff because you're probably going to lose it. Okay, you're probably going to lose it. So you want to go ahead and start forwarding your mail early. And then lastly, in your current house that you're in right now, you have important that you need to make sure that you have in order. You got social security cards, you got insurances, you got a safety box, you got that little dresser drawer full of cash that you keep on the side, right? You got your guns for your collections. You need to make sure you have all of that stuff in one place, in one box. So that way when you move, because you're gonna hire movers, you're gonna have Day Day and Ray Ray come over and help you move. And if they just throwing around your social security cards and your insurance and you need that thing, you're gonna be lost, you're gonna be hurt. So you wanna make sure before the move, you put all of that stuff in, and we have 6 kids, okay? We got 6 kids, a dog, and it's me and my wife. So we got a family of 9. So we got a lot of that stuff. You wanna make sure you have that stuff in a place where you know where they are, where nobody's getting to it. So boom, it's labeled, you know exactly where to take it, okay? Now, on the day of closing it's fun. And you're gonna get caught up in the excitement, absolutely, because we did. We was on another level, you know what I'm saying? We went to the day before, we went and got like a bottle of the champagne. So we shaking it up, but we totally forgot to tell the insurance company to make the insurance policy active. Luckily, we had a good agent, because like I said, we had the tornado that same night. The agent was on their game because they wanted to get paid, so they made it active. But on closing day, you wanna make sure that your insurance is active. Super duper important, because anything and everything can happen, and if you're insured, it won't be a problem. It'll be a sweet convenience, because if you got that replacement cost just right, you know what I'm saying? If you got that deductible just right, you're gonna walk away with a little check, okay? Matter of fact, and then also, you wanna make sure you get them keys. Gotta get them keys on closing day. No excuses. Even if the person is moving out later on that day or 15 days later. See, now one thing what we do with our rental properties is we tell people, hey, you can move in 15 days. You can move in 30 days, no problem, okay? But we gotta get the keys, okay? If you do tell somebody that they can leave in 15 days, you need to let the attorney know. You need to let your real estate attorney know, because number one, you don't want them getting all of their proceeds. Okay, nope. If they're expecting to walk away with 30,000, 50,000, 100,000, you want to let your attorney know, hey, look, I told them that they can stay for 15 days. So I don't want them to get all of their proceeds. I want them to get a holdback. They're gonna walk away with 30 grand. I want you to hold back 10,000. So that way, on the 15th day, they gotta come to the attorney's office, and say, hey, we're out, give me the rest of my money. That way you make sure they get out. They're not dragging their feet, okay? Also on closing day, if you're buying it with the tenant in place, you wanna make sure you get that deposit check from the seller, okay? Deposit checks, security deposit checks from renters cannot be on the HUD. So you need to get a separate check just for that, okay? Because in most states, security deposit checks have to be in a separate bank account, held in a separate bank account outside of normal like day-to-day transactions. So they're gonna have to bring a separate check. So make sure you get that check on closing day. Secondly, if you buy it with the renter, you need to make sure you get prorated rents. So we closed on I think it was like the 12th. I think it was like the 12th we closed on. So that means the tenant, if he already got paid the full amount of the rent, that means that he should be paying you the prorated rent for the 12th on after, because it's your house on the 12th. So you have rights to that, to that rent money that came in. So make sure you get yours, make sure that's on the HUD, okay? And then lastly, on closing day, celebrate. Like we said, pull out that champagne bottle. Even if you don't drink it, spray it up, take pictures. You literally just accomplished what most people have not figured out how to do, can't do, or will not do. You need to take that time to celebrate. You're amazing, you're wonderful, you're marvelously, you're blessed. You are doing exactly what you're supposed to be doing, okay? So take that time, celebrate. We went out to Red Crab and got some seafood. Ate some potatoes and some shrimp and some snow crab legs, and enjoy. Tell all of your family members, okay? Which is gonna lead us up into the next thing that you should do. Tell all of your family members, take a picture. Let them know that you just did it, because a house is expensive, boy. And your wife is gonna want some furniture. Your wife gonna want some smell good. She gonna want you to fill the closet up, okay? She gonna want you to change up some of the colors, because she don't like the colors even though the paint is perfectly fine. And so you need to tell all of your family members, and when you tell your family members that you just purchased a new house, you need to send them a link. Send them a link to your registry. So you can sign up for a registry at places like Rooms To Go, Target, Walmart, or any of your favorite other stores, Bed Bath & Beyond. Shout out to Linens and Things. Linens and Things ain't around no more, but I used to work there. It's good times. But you can set up a registry and pick out all of the things that you might need for your house. A crib, furniture, decor, curtains, blinds. You can set up all those kind of things that you might need. And so when you tell your family members about your new house, they're gonna wanna congratulate you. So allow them to do that by sending them your link to your registry at these different stores so they can bless you, with a little change, with a little pocket change, you know what I'm saying? Because they're proud of you, okay? Now, also, you, outside of just getting the keys, don't start using them keys, baby boy. Go ahead and change them locks. You don't know who the previous owners allowed to have a spare key, where their spare key might be, who his divorcee, the kids, change them locks, okay? Because the last thing you want to do is jeopardize your security, in your brand new house. Because there is, so like right now, we closed on it. We closed on this house maybe, I guess 2 months ago now, okay? So like we had tenants, we allowed them to take a little time to move out, and we paid them $500 to actually move out and make sure they're out on time, out of their security deposit, even though they left it a mess. But once we got the keys, we went ahead and changed all of the locks, okay? And when we realized, we ain't even think about this. I ain't even think about this, but they gave us the keys. They gave us the codes because some of the locks are, electric, but then they also gave us the garage door openers. Now be careful with this because a lot of these new cars, you don't even have to have the garage door opener that came with the garage door. You can program it into your car. So that presents a security issue for you, your wife, and your kids, and your dog. Shout out to Prince, okay? So realistically, you need to go up there to your garage door opener and press the reset button, okay? And if you got 2 garages, 3 garages, press the reset button on each of them so that way it can wipe out the signals, those pre-programmed signals to any other devices, okay? If you wanna be really safe, I went over to Home Depot and just got me some new garage lifters. We haven't put it on yet. I just got me some new garage lifters so that way we can use our phone and those kind of things so we can have that ultimate level of security. Home Depot, holla at me. This is me taking action at Gmail. So that's super duper important, is your security. On top of your security is making sure that you have some kind of alarm system, okay? Now, me personally, I've signed up for ADT before. I've signed up for CPI before, and they have these long commitments and those kind of things. And, and the prices are typically more expensive for the add-ons that they have. I don't do those anymore. Okay, Ring, y'all shout out to me. I sent y'all an email last week. This is me taking action at Gmail. I'm about to shout y'all out. Come on, be a partner with your boy. I personally like Ring. Okay, I like their floodlight cameras. I like their doorbell cameras. I like the automations that you can set up with Alexa. But we went ahead and put floodlight cameras on these 2 corners right here, those 2 corners right there. And I love their stuff. Now, outside of just the cameras, you can sign up for their alarm system that they have, and it's actually pretty reasonable. You don't have to sign up to a contract. It's month to month. Anytime you want to stop, you can. So I personally like that. That's what we use. And believe it or not, when you get an alarm system, when you have a monitored alarm system, so when you use Ring, you will have to pay for their monitored alarm system to do this. But if you send that agreement over to your insurance company, they will give you a deduction, okay? They will give you a discount just because you have an alarm system. Now lastly, during the move, just to make you guys, move easier, order some boxes, but don't forget to label them bad boys, okay? Label them bad boys for every single room. We got a lot of kids, so, we made sure we labeled each box, Amaya's box, room, Amaya's box, books, because the last thing you want is for you to hire movers, and they got your stuff in your daughter's room. You know what I mean? Next thing you know, you got your private adult toys, and your oldest daughter is looking like, what is this? You don't want that, okay? Get some boxes from Amazon. Matter of fact, we did order some boxes from Amazon, but we also went and got some free boxes from the ABC store. We also went to Home Depot again because they had some boxes, and we went to Lowe's as well, and those places gave away free boxes. But you want to make sure your stuff is labeled to make it easy for you on your move, okay? But look, man, I hope this was helpful. You know, this is just a couple of things that we picked up in our move, you know, in our new house. We're actually in the new house now in the theater room. What do you guys think about this? Should me and Isaiah be shooting here a little bit? How we look? Yeah, does it look nice? You know, let us know in the comments below if this was helpful or if I missed anything. Because I know there's gonna be some people saying, "Hey, you missed this, you missed that." I get it. I'm not a moving connoisseur. You know, I'm just sharing some things that we actually missed. You know, some things that we made on our trip. Just sharing it with you. So if we missed something, drop it down in the comments below. Okay, and subscribe and like for more. If you want to get more real estate investing advice, find out how you can buy so many property, right, without having to qualify for a loan. How you can make as much money as you want during a 30-day period of time while you cherry pick the very best real estate properties for yourself. Subscribe. This is me taking action. Peace, y'all.